Hi everyone, today we are going to install Windows 10 on Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, so to get started, if you don't already have the Windows 10 ISO installation media, you can basically navigate to this website and I'll put a link to that URL in the description box below. Okay, so what you do is you want to go to create Windows 10 installation media, then go to download tool now. Okay, so I've already downloaded this tool as follows. And what I'm going to do is basically double click it just to run it. Okay, you may be presented with a user account control screen to say, do you wish to continue? And I'll just click on yes. And now we're just waiting for the tool to start. Okay, so this step will take a few minutes. So what I will do is pause recording. Okay, so we're now ready to continue with the creation of the installation media. So the next screen is basically license terms. So you just scroll all the way down to the bottom. Once you're happy with that, you click on accept to continue. And we'll just wait for this screen to complete. So again, I'll pause recording. Okay, so once that's finished, you're going to be presented with a screen to ask you what you'd want to do now. Actually, I don't actually want to upgrade this PC. I actually want to create an installation media or an ISO, so I can download an ISO image so that I can actually install it on Oracle VirtualBox. So I'm going to select the second option to do that, then click on next. Okay, the next screen is automatically detected options in relation to my machine. So I'm actually happy with that. So I'm going to click on next to continue. Then finally, we're going to choose which media to use. So actually, I just want to create an ISO image. But if I wanted to install Windows 10 on a laptop directly or PC directly, I would personally choose the first option. But that's really a matter of preference because you can always download an ISO image and use another tool such as Rufus to copy the ISO image or to flash the ISO image to a USB drive. So once we've done that, we click on next to continue. Now here is where I choose where I want to download the ISO image. So what I'm actually going to do is rename it from Windows ISO to Windows 10.x64 ISO. So that actually tells me which version of Windows it is, and then I'm going to click on save to continue. Okay, so the download process is now started. So what I will do is pause the recording, then I'll resume recording once this process is finished. Okay, so the ISO image has now finally been downloaded to the download location, which is here, and we are now ready to start installing it on Oracle VirtualBox. So I'm just going to click finish here on the Windows 10 media setup tool. Okay, so what we are going to do now is launch Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, I'm now going to create a new VM or virtual machine as follows. So I'm actually going to call it Windows 10, and the type and version has automatically been detected because I've typed in Windows 10 here. I'm actually going to give my VM 4 gig of RAM as follows. And for the hard disk, I'm going to basically set it as create a virtual hard disk now, then click on create to continue. Okay, so on the next screen, the location of the virtual disk image, yep, I'll leave that as it is. The file size, I'm going to leave it as 50 gig. Hard disk type is, I'll leave it as VDI, then basically storage on physical hard disk. Now, what I tend to do is if I'm creating a VM and I'm going to be using it permanently, I actually choose fixed size. But if I'm just creating a VM that I'm going to use, just very briefly, maybe for a few days, then I'm going to delete it. Then I'll choose dynamic allocation. Um, Using dynamic allocation will basically speed up the creation process of the VM because the actual virtual hard disk size will be small and it will start increasing in size once you start using more and more space within the virtual machine. However, if the space that you're dynamically allocating is bigger than the amount of space available in the host machine, you could run into problems. So personally, what I choose to do is use fixed size if I'm creating a VM and I'm going to keep that VM permanently. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to choose dynamic allocation because I'm just simply demonstrating the process of installing Windows 10, and then I will, once I've finished, delete the VM. Okay, so I'm going to click on create to continue. And as we can see, the VM is now has been created. So what I would do is go to settings. Okay, I'll go to system. I'll go to processor and allocate more processing power to this VM. So I'm actually currently running on a laptop with two processors with 2 cores per processors. So that's basically 4 virtual cores. So I'm actually allowed to allocate 2 of those to this virtual machine. Next, I'm going to go to display, and it's actually automatically selected the maximum amount of video memory, which is 128 meg. Okay, then I'm going to click on OK to continue. Now we're ready to start the installation process. So we'll do that as follows. So I'll click on Start. Okay, now what we need to do is select the ISO image. So I'm going to go to the drop down box here, which is empty. So I'm going to go to the folder here, go to Add, go to Downloads, and then select the Windows 10 ISO image. Then click on Choose to continue. Then click on Start here. Okay, so the installation process has now started. Okay, so what you will see here is a message to say this guest area supports mouse pointer integration. I'm going to close that. So what it means is if I click within the VM, I can easily move the mouse outside the VM and vice versa. Other operating systems will actually capture the mouse, and you need to hit the right control key to capture the mouse again so that you can use it on your host VM. Okay, now the next screen is going to show you the initial options. So I'm just going to leave them as default, English, United Kingdom, and then click on Next to continue. Hi, so on the next screen, we are now ready to start the install process. So we just click on Install Now to continue. Okay, so here we're going to be asked to put in a product key to activate Windows. So because I'm only going to be installing this VM for the purposes of this video, then I'll be deleting it. I won't be putting in a product key. However, I do have a product key for a licensed virtual machine running on another laptop, which I do keep permanently. So basically, if your intention is to run Windows 10 permanently, then I would highly recommend you purchasing a product key from Microsoft, then entering it here if you install it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to I don't have a product key. Then on the next screen, we're going to be asked which version of Windows 10 we want to install. So for the purposes of this video, I'm actually going to choose Windows 10 Pro, and then I'm going to click on Next to continue. Okay, so the next screen is basically the license screen. So I'm just going to select I accept the license terms, then click on Next to continue. On the following screen, which type of installation do you want? So because this is a new installation and not an upgrade, I'm going to click on Custom. Okay, I'm going to select the virtual disk, then click on Next to continue. Okay, so at this point, the installation process has started. So what I will do is I will stop the recording, then resume once this process is completed. Okay, so the install process is finished and it's now rebooting the Windows 10 VM. So we're just waiting for it to restart. And I'll close these messages here. Okay, yeah, so we're just waiting for it to start up. So this is actually quite typical in new Windows installation. But once it started up, it's getting things ready. Okay, this process has been speeded up 4 times just to make this video shorter. Okay, so once it's done that, we're just going to go through a wizard. So here I'm going to select my region, which is United Kingdom. Then I'll click on yes to continue. Okay, here I choose the keyboard layout, which is United Kingdom. Click on yes to continue. Okay, regards to adding a second keyboard layout, I'm going to skip that. And I love this. Now we have some important setting up to do, wherever that is. We'll just wait for it to do that. This sequence of the clip has been speeded up. Okay, the next message. Now let's see what's new from Windows. Okay, I'm anticipating what that is. Okay, so on the next screen, we're going to be asked how we'd like to set this up. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to be setting this up for personal use. Then I'm click on next. Okay, now I do have a Microsoft account, but I'm not going to use that. I'm actually going to create an offline account. So the account will be just local to this VM. And then I'm going to select limited experience. So if I was actually installing this on a laptop and I was going to use it permanently, I would actually use my Microsoft account. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to click on limited experience. So what it means is some of the cloud apps, such as Office 365, my Office PC, etc., etc., I won't be able to use until I sign in with a Microsoft account or an online account. Okay, so who's going to use this PC? I'm just going to put in my username, which will be Amit, as it's my name. Click on next to continue. I'm going to put in a password. Click on next. I guess I have to put it in again. Click on next. Security questions. Okay, right. I'll be honest with you. I will fill this bit in, and but these are just going to be some random answers to some random questions because they're not going to be personal to myself for obvious reasons. So pet's name. Let's put in Peter. I don't actually have a pet called Peter, but never mind. Security question 2. What was your childhood nickname? I'm going to put in Shorty again, completely incorrect. Security question 3. What was the name of your oldest cousin? Put in Sam. Again, completely incorrect, but just for the purposes of this video. If you was to set this up on a real laptop, a real PC, and you're going to be using it permanently, I would seriously advise making the security questions with, putting realistic or real answers. Okay, I've done that bit. I'm going to click on next to continue. Okay, this option, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to select no. Get help from a digital assistant. Cortana is basically Microsoft's answer to Siri. I'm going to decline for obvious reasons. I don't really want to use speech recognition, so click on accept. Again, some of these options will be, up to you, whatever you want to choose to do. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to say no to most of these. So let Microsoft and apps use your location. Nope. Click on accept to continue. Find my device. Well, I know it's a virtual machine. I know it's on my laptop, and I know where my laptop is because it's always at home. So I'm going to click on no here and click on accept. Send diagnostic data to Microsoft. Well, I'll select the minimum, which is basic, and click on accept. I'm not really too bothered about inking and typing, so I'm just going to click on no. No to that as well. Let apps use advertising ID. Nope. Click on accept. And we just wait for it to continue. And I really love this about a Microsoft Windows 10 installation. It's now getting everything ready for me. Okay, we'll just wait for this process to complete. This sequence of the clip has been speeded up. Okay, so the Windows 10 VM is now installed. Right, so we're ready to go. Okay, so Windows 10 is now running. So the next thing we probably want to do is install, go to devices on the VirtualBox menu and install the guest editions CD image. So that will install the right drivers. So we'll start that process now. Let's try that again. Didn't seem to work. Very strange. Okay, so look. We'll see if it's actually mounted that ISO, that virtual guest image. Okay, it has. Okay, so we're just going to double click on that. And then we're going to run the installer, which is that one. User account control. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes to that. Okay, then we're just going to go through this wizard to install the VirtualBox guest editions. So I'm going to click on next all the way through. Next. Install. Would you like to install this device software? Yes, install to that. Okay, so we've installed the VirtualBox guest editions, which is all the drivers. I'm going to reboot the virtual machine now, or the VM now. We'll just wait for that to restart. Okay, this particular sequence has been speeded up. Excellent, now we're now ready to log in. So I'll click on that screen. It presents me with my username. I'll put in my password. And we'll just wait for it to log in. And there you go, that's Windows 10 running on VirtualBox. So what I'm going to do now is shut down this VM. So let's do it like this. Shut down this VM, and then I'm going to delete it from Oracle VirtualBox because I'm not using a product key or a license, and I don't really want to be using this, much longer than I need to. So, okay, so I'll go back to Oracle VirtualBox. Here's the VM. So right-click, remove, delete all files. And it'll take a few minutes, but there we go. So the virtual machine's now been deleted, and we've got no virtual machines anymore in Oracle VirtualBox. So if you've got to the end of this video, thank you very much. Please click on like if you like the video. Should you wish to see further videos from myself, then please click on subscribe. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell should you wish to be notified when I upload further videos. Thank you very much for your time and have a nice day.